I think there's a Vizio intro. Hello, people. Welcome to Main Event Boxing Talk, and we're back with our inconsistent times of having weird times having podcasts. But are you good, Tom?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, mate. Yeah. Oh dear, what was that? Right. Anyway, Boots Ennis stops Xander Zayas to win the full WBA and WBO 154 titles. This was impressive.
It was very impressive. It was a good fight. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Three knockdowns. I'm like, wow.
Right, but he got in bad trouble in the third round. He was on Queer Street. He becomes defensively irresponsible at times, and he gets into that Philly frame of mind to fight it out. He's going to have to be careful with some of these guys, Fundora, bigger guys, when he gets like that.
Yeah, I don't think he'll fight Thunder. I think he'll probably go up again or go down again. He can go down.
No. They want Fundora. The Turk wants Fundora next.
Yeah, but I just stylistically, I think that's all wrong for him. Fundora's improving all the time.
I do agree. I do agree with that. But that's the money fight to make. And if Fedora's the top guy in that division. Right?
He's good enough to beat him. Don't get me wrong. He could cut that guy down to size, but it's just, I think it's the height difference will be, big difference in the reach and everything. He's fighting a guy who really could be a super middleweight.
It's very unusual. Fundora is a super middleweight, right? So,
but he's fighting a super 154, but he could, with his frame, go at team light heavyweight. It's just ridiculous that he's even fighting it this way. I think he needs to go up Fundora personally.
Well, he'll have to eventually, but he's freakishly big for this division.
Yeah, but he's not like, at 154, he's definitely elite at 154.
Well, you remember Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, the size.
He was exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll work itself out eventually, but that's the fight everybody wants to see now.
But I have to say, I don't think Fundora is any. What's his bloody name again? Forgotten his name again. He's no Hearns, is he?
Yeah, no. Well, not yet, but he could be if he just keeps himself dedicated. But as he gets up there with guys that are his size, then it's going to
he's going to struggle. But for me, Boots Ennis, if he wants to be considered elite, that defense of his is terrible. That's not a world-class defense, is it?
He has that fighter's mentality. He gets hit, he gets hurt, and he toughs it out, and he wants to fight back. But that's not good for a long career, especially if he's moving up in weight.
Fighting the way he fights, he'll be done by the age of 32.
Yeah.
If he continues fighting this silly style that he's fighting.
Yeah,
someone should just grab him and say, look, you're fighting the wrong style. Your career will be over. Your prime will be over by the age of 31 if you continue the way you're fighting,
Right. He was down training with Canelo for a couple of days. I don't know if you saw that.
I heard about it, yeah.
Yeah, for the fight. But I don't know if at this stage, his winning ways, he's 41 wins now? And he knocked him out. So
crazy.
It was exciting, and it gave the people what everyone wanted. And Zayas, did a good job of hanging in there. But he didn't need to take more punishment. I was glad they pulled him out because he's young. He doesn't need to get wrecked at this point.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to get better, but will it come at a cost with this defensive frailties?
Yeah, well, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He's better when he throws the jab and he moves. And, he picks his spots, but instead he got caught in a firefight. He squared up with them and with all the infighting, and Boots had more combinations to lay on him, plus the southpaw stance. And Boots, sometimes when he switches, he becomes vulnerable. Sometimes and then his legs kind of get crossed up. And that's when it's bad, But also the infighting and coming in square against Zayas in the second and third round. I thought Zayas won the second and third round.
My prediction was pretty much bang on, I'd say.
Yeah, you said the sixth round, I think. And they could have taken him out earlier. But, yeah, it was good they took him out. There's no use in getting beat up.
All right, let's move on to breaking news. Usyk has given up all the belts apart from the ring, because obviously that's owned by Zuffa. So with this, the WBA have now given the sole belt to Gassiev. Ajit Kabir has now been promoted to full world champion. The IBF belt is still vacant. The IBF in question is going to be, but we'll come to that later because that's later on down the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's, what do you think he'll do? I think he'll sign with Zuffa and win their belt and then retire.
But who will he fight? I think his most lucrative fight is Fury or AJ.
But for a first fight,
Fury.
yeah, for a first fight as Zuffa, I think he'll go straight in there against what's his name, the Nigerian guy.
Which one? Because
the one who knocked out Effie Ajagba.
Ajagba, you think so? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he can handle Fa.
Oh, he'll beat him comfortably. Yeah.
And what's his name? The guy who fought last time is pounding the drums to get a fight. The martial artist.
Why couldn't he fight David Benavidez at heavyweight? That would be a good fight. That'd be really good.
Well, heavyweight, yeah. If that Benavidez came up to heavyweight.
Oh yeah. He. I think he'd. Don't think he'd win, but I think it would be a good fight.
It would be, for sure. I think Usyk is a better boxer.
Doesn't this just prove that the belts mean nothing anymore? They don't mean anything anymore.
Well, that's what, the whole Floyd Mayweather era, that's what he made him insignificant. He only really kept the WBC belt.
But it should mean, the belts to me, they still mean something. Maybe that's just the old man in me, because I've watched boxing for 30 years. That's how I see it, The world titles.
Yeah. I think ring is going to be like the one belt.
That's what Zuffa.
I think they're only going to recognize you as a world champion if you win all the belts.
What makes me laugh is Zuffa, they own Ring Magazine, obviously. They own the ring belt. They don't need a Zuffa belt. All they had to say was, you fight for us, you win the ring belt, you're the real world champion. Nobody's going to recognise this Zuffa belt or the Ring Magazine now. It doesn't mean anything now. I don't think. I don't think any of the belts mean
it's not meaningless. The Zuffa belt, it's a belt. It's some kind of recognition. It gives you a little bit more promotional power, a little more negotiating power as a champion. But
yeah.
At least we're starting to see the fights we want to see, right?
Yeah, but Zuffa, I don't think their model is sustainable. I reckon they'll be gone within, maybe I'm wrong, I reckon they'll be gone within 8 or 9 years.
Well, Shakur, didn't he just sign with them? Shakur signed.
Yeah, but people, I think if you hold a real belt with the real sanctioned bodies, you have more people look at you as a champion. If you win a Zuffa belt, it didn't work out too well for Apatai, did it? I mean...
Yeah, but he's still recognized as the best in his division.
But who's he? Who is Usyk going to fight if he's not going to fight Fury? If he's not going to, they're talking about him fighting Rico again. They're talking about him fighting Wilder as well, and John Jones was one of them. Pathetic. He's about 60.
I think he's going to make the most money with Fury. I think that'll be his last hurrah.
I don't think Fury will fight him. I think Fury. There's talk of Fury fighting Ajit Kabir, but anyway. Let me move on to pull the list up a second, and we'll move on.
Well, Tyson Fury versus Walsh is next.
Oh God, yeah. This is in Thailand. Apparently, it's going to be on Netflix. I thought this might be like what they do. They go, wach goes to Thailand because obviously Fury's training in Thailand for the last year or so. It would make more sense just to have this fight behind closed doors, I believe, rather than have it in front of an audience.
Well, I mean, they're going to make money on a gate there. People,
but doesn't it look like the sort of fight where you go to a small little gym, you have no cameras there, and they could have done that and not said anything. I think it would have been better just for them to do that for this fight. Nobody cares about Maris. We know he has been.
There's money involved, and Fury will take the money. Plus, that's what he does. His frame of mind is he has to fight. He has to.
But this is a terrible fight. He should have chose someone a little bit more durable. I mean, obviously 10, 12 years ago, wach was a pretty good fighter. He had a good chin. You couldn't knock him out so easy.
Well, you have to consider that Fury had shoulder surgery. So
yeah, good point. Yeah,
he's still working himself back in. Because
So
in the Netflix, he said in the first fight with Usyk, he damaged that shoulder, and he fought with a bad shoulder in the second one. He
I
couldn't
can
get back.
excuse him that for taking a weaker fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think Dave Allen, if he fought Dave Allen, that would have been more interesting. I think Dave Allen would beat Mary. Actually, no, I don't think he would. Get Dave Allen there, get someone who's a little bit durable.
Well, yeah. Dave Allen has really wound up as a punching bag in the last fight.
Oh, that's all he is. Yeah. But Dave Allen had a fight about 3 weeks after that. Then he's got another fight, another 4-rounder. He beat some guy at some leisure centre somewhere. Then he's got another fight. I think there's about 1,000 capacity in a car park. It's a joke, isn't it?
The guy, he probably doesn't know anything else to do. You know what I mean? I mean, what else is he going to do?
He's more or less a millionaire on paper with the properties he owns from boxing. I've never known a guy who's barely British level to be that rich in boxing. It's crazy.
Well, he's smart.
So wach, I saw a bit of footage of wach. He last had a fight again about 4 months ago against Victor Vickhurst, and he lost on points. Then he had an MMA fight against 3 influencers in a cage and beat them all, obviously. But these guys, if you see it, you just laugh.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think Fury needs more time, to make sure everything's working right before he fights somebody of significance.
Yeah.
So it'll be okay. I mean, his last fight, he dominated that fight the whole time.
Yeah. Right, let's move on. Itoma and Hrgovic are fighting on the 29th of August. When this fight got announced, I did kind of have a little bit of like, it's too early.
Right, but you saw what happened today too. I mean, I don't know if this fight will come off or not, but
What's
whatever.
that? Oh,
Well,
but we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
I agree that Itoma right now, because if Usyk is going to get rid of the belt, so he's going to be in that mix for something.
But this fight should be for the IBF, right? But the problem with this fight, I think Fury, not Fury, I think Itoma wins by knockout or like stoppage only because Hrgovic is so slow. That's the only thing advantage he's got is the speed and probably the power. But also in other news on this,
well,
I before we move on to that, I believe that Moses Ituma's team are overlooking Hrgovic here. They really are. I think they're not.
Do you think he has the power to stop him, or will he cut him up and they'll TK him?
I think he'll cut Hrgovic up and then he'll probably knock him out later on.
He'll bang him
But
out.
this is going to be like a 10-round war. I can see Hrgovic getting hit. The first 4 rounds will be close, and after that, Ituma should he'll probably win on cuts. Like he did with Dubai. I mean, Dubai barely beat Hrgovic, didn't he? Really, barely.
Yeah.
But in other news on this, they're saying that the IBF have now ordered Frank Sanchez versus Moses Ituma for the vacant belt
When it becomes
against Frank Sanchez.
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
there's no point of fighting Frank Sanchez because he doesn't bring any money to the table. He's dangerous Cuban. I think Ituma would beat him, but there's no huge rewards. If there's no belt on the line, then you wouldn't bother, would you? And I don't think Sanchez should be the opponent anyway. For me, I know he won an eliminator, but they get someone else,
Yep, Sanchez is always an unknown. He's dangerous. That's the problem.
This is what I'm saying. It's not. I don't think it. I think Ituma will move on and won't bother. He's mandatory for the WBO anyway. So why would he want to fight Sanchez, who's more dangerous than Dubai? It don't make any sense, does it?
No, but right now, with 4 belts becoming available, he's in line to get one of them. But
I don't think the Sanchez fight will ever happen. I think he'll target Dubai or he'll target the WBA because he's like number 2 in the WBA. So he could fight the winner of Tony Yoka Gassiev. That would make more sense. It's the easier world title to win.
Whatever he does, whichever way he goes with the belt, and he's fighting for another belt, it's going to be more money. So he has to get a belt. But here's
But he
here's
doesn't need to be against Frank Sanchez. He's not going to. He's not going to get in there because if he loses, even this fight of Hergovich is too risky. I think in a way,
the
I
only thing
don't
that
like it.
he has besides his punching power, which he has good power, is that he's fast. That's the thing.
But Atuma doesn't have the best gas tank from what I've seen of him. He started to gas after 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You can't do that against Hergovich.
That's why he's got to be tested. He's got to go, into the well. That's
If
what
he-
nobody's taken him to the well really yet.
If he loses this fight, then he's going to have to go back a level for a year or so. He'll get back there. Right, let's move on. Ben Whittaker steamrolled Riviera. Can Whittaker become elite, or is he too much of a showboat like Prince Naziham? One, he showboats too much. Two, he hasn't really been tested.
Yes.
So we don't know how good he is. Not really. And he's 30 years old nearly.
He got a draw. He has a draw on his record.
With Liam Cameron, yeah. And that was a guy who's not even British level.
There we go. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's getting attention, with all the showboating and whatnot.
Yeah, but these opponents are overmatched. We've seen 3 knockouts in the last 6 months. All these guys are overmatched. We know it does. It's only for the highlight reels to look good. Fight a guy who's 35 who's not that good. Get the knockouts. That he could get a title shot doing what he's doing without having to fight anybody decent. Isn't that kind of a bit worrying?
Yeah, that's why I put there is he too much of a showboat like Prince Nassim was?
I mean, he's 30 years old, right? Nazim Hamid was world champion at 23.
Yeah.
I just think that they need to hurry up and bring him on pretty quickly, because he doesn't have long left of his prime,
Do you remember when Prince Nassim fought Barrera?
Yeah.
That was some fight. But after that, he retired because Barrera embarrassed him.
Yeah, but he came back again and had a fight against Manuel Carver for the IBO world title. And then he retired. That was about a year later.
Yeah, but I think there was nowhere else to go after that.
No, I think there would have been if the problem was he left Brendan Ingle and went and trained with Emmanuel Stewart, which didn't do him any good. It didn't suit his style,
Well, he was fun to watch. He was definitely, a wonderful, wonderful attraction. But his flaws at Barrera, exposed a lot of his flaws.
Oh, did he ever? Yeah. Right, let's move on. The WBA will discontinue the Bridgerweight division to reduce the number of champions. Do we care? Not really.
Yeah.
Then why bother bringing it out and then 3 years later and get rid of it in the WBA? I don't understand that. Every
No, go ahead.
Will the WBC follow suit?
Probably if it doesn't produce enough money, you know what I mean. I think what's the point of it? I mean, heavyweight is heavyweight.
Bridgerweight, nobody, even Boxer, have never recognised it in the 4 years it's been there. The only people that recognise it is Wikipedia. What's the point?
I don't think there's a point. I mean, look at Tyson was what 225 when he was fighting.
Yeah,
220, and he was knocking guys out bigger. It's going to, I don't know. Whatever. The WBC will do what they do, but I think they're going to go the same way eventually. Yeah,
it's crazy. Right, let me just find the next thing. I've just got to make sure these details are right before we move on, because that looks a bit weird to me. That thing that you put in that bit doesn't sound right.
So he's not dropping down to 130. I'm sorry, that was a mistake. But I should have deleted that. But can he regain a title at 130 and become a gatekeeper to Foster, Cachet,
Steve Thornton?
Yeah.
Is it Steve?
And Jamal is coming back at 168 to fight somebody. So he's undefeated, and he's only 30. So you think he could come back and win a title at super middleweight?
I'm going to go to Steve Fulton first. Okay. He's got a fight coming up.
Right, they're both on the same card.
Yeah, so Steve Fulton is fighting a guy called Liam Wilson as an Australian. He's fit. I don't see why Steve Fulton can't come back. I mean, he's had multiple title runs, hasn't he?
Well, he owned the titles. Yeah, he owned 2 of them, but then he lost to Inoue. And then he lost to O'Shaquie Foster.
Yeah.
So Shaq Foster is now a champ at 130, and Cachet is a champ, and Navarrete holds 2 of the belts, and those are tough guys.
Yeah. Hasn't he got a brother? Steve
He
Ford,
does, I believe.
who's quite a lot better. He was a lot better. I
I
can't
think
remember his name.
he's lighter weight, if I recall.
Yeah,
But
he
I
made
mean,
multiple.
there. I mean, I don't know. Those guys could toss the titles around, but Navarrete's pretty tough,
It's
pretty
interesting.
strong. Cachet
Yeah.
is tough too. But the interesting thing here is Jamal Charlo coming back. He had a whole lawsuit, hit and run or whatever it was, drunk driving, and back 2 years ago. So he's finally coming back. He was talking about retiring. He's had some problems.
Are you talking about Jamel Charlo now?
Yeah, so he's going to make a run at 168.
Don't see why not. I mean, I don't think he'll do very well, but
He's undefeated and he's a big, strong puncher. So we'll see how he does. He
at
says he
middle.
wants to commit himself to getting a title again. But
So
that's
he was middleweight, wasn't he previously? Yeah,
yeah, he
for a
was.
long time.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can do it or not. His brother's been out of commission for a while, I think.
Yeah, his brother's got a couple of losses now, right? I believe. Yeah, he lost,
Well, he lost to Canelo, right?
and then he lost to somebody before that about 5 years ago, and he blamed his PlayStation or some crap. But
Yeah, then he came back and beat him. He beat him.
I think Charlo could do something at 168, 68.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if he really dedicates himself, he could get back in the mix.
He's 36 now.
No, he's 30, I think.
No, he's 36, Jamal Charlo.
36. I must have computed his age.
That's crazy, isn't it? Oh, jeez.
Oh.
He might be able to do something, There was a guy at middleweight, I forget his name, a Cuban guy.
At super middleweight, you mean?
At middleweight.
Middleweight. Oh, yeah. He's the southpaw. He fought Canelo years ago.
I've forgotten his split. I'm just looking at the list quickly. So
yeah, he's a champion there, and he's like 40.
I know it's ridiculous. It was Landy Lara.
Yes, and he's still fighting.
God, it's crazy, isn't it? How he's still got a world title.
Yeah. Well, he's
he's 43.
Yeah, but he's a good boxer. He didn't get cracked in the head too much,
No, but
that's all. Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it? I think Charlo can do it. He's 36. He's got a few years left. That sort of world level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
So Alvarez's bout with Mbili been pushed back.
What a shame.
To October. But I think nobody's given a real reason, but there's speculation he just needs more time.
Yeah.
He said he had an injury, and that's what's going on. Like Bivol. Bivol has a shoulder injury. He needs surgery.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So Canelo's got full of injuries. So that's what people are speculating. He needs more time, to get his body, in better shape, which is fine. And he's entitled, man. This guy's a warrior. He's been through a lot of battles. And, I don't think we're going to have him around much longer, maybe another year or so.
I think Canelo should just retire. I don't think there's anything left for him.
Well, it depends on what happens in this next fight, too. I mean, this is not going to be a walk in the park for him.
Oh, it definitely won't be,
No, Billy's got a good gas tank, too, and is very active. And he's never lost, has he, Billy?
No. He got a draw with the British WBO champion. Hamza Shiraz against Hamza Shiraz, yeah.
That was a good fight.
It was very good, yeah.
So that's what's happening there with Canelo right now. So October is when it's going to go off.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
Right. Hopefully he'll be okay. We'll see him back. So did you see the Bam Rodriguez fight with Vargas?
I didn't get to see it now.
It was really good.
Who won that fight? Because I didn't see.
Rodriguez won it, and he had some trouble, but he came through. He was so fast and wound up knocking him out. He dropped him twice. The second time, that was it. But he wants to fight a Niue. He wants to go up and fight a Niue, which is
crazy.
Yeah, man, I don't don't know about that. But they're looking at making the match now. The Turk wants to make that match.
Yeah, but how much longer can Inoue go on for? I mean, really, I mean, he's
He looked
34.
good in his last fight. I mean, he is slowing down a little bit, but he looked pretty good. But he's still a sucker for a left hook.
Oh God, yeah.
But can he defeat Inoue? He says if his body can gain the weight, he wants to fight him. So, good. Let's see him make a run at it. But Inoue is small for the weight, and the guys that have come in to fight him have always been much bigger than him when they rehydrate.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but he still winds up knocking him out. But he's been on his butt a few times with big shots.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll see if Rodriguez can go up and jump up there and weight. Because what is it, 128 he has to get out to? It's like 126, something like that, right?
Yeah, it's crazy, really.
From 118. Did you see Crocker against Paro?
I saw the highlights of it, and I don't think Crocker lost that fight myself.
I don't think he lost. I think he scored the harder punches, and the other guy threw a lot, but he didn't land a lot.
There needs to be a rematch. I think.
I agree.
This is what I hate about because it was in Australia. That's the only he should have. Only reason, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean that I think the home advantage had something to do with it. Don't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I mean, for sure, I would say so. But it was a good fight. I hope they do have a rematch.
Oh yeah, it'd be a good fight. Yeah.
Yeah, very tough fight. Cordina had a drop out of this fight coming up this weekend with Moulton.
Was that for a world title?
Yeah, for Moulton's title because of he's got an assault case back in the UK. What do you know about that?
I know nothing about it. I didn't even realize he.
Yeah, he's got legal trouble, so they had to get this last minute replacement for Cordina to fight this weekend. Yeah, that's what happened. The guy he's fighting is actually pretty good. I'll give you the name here. It's up. I put it up on the website, Main Event. So he's fighting Bell. This guy Bell, who has a good record, but he's been let go by Top Rank because he wasn't exciting enough.
Yeah.
So Mason is a good fighter. Abdullah Mason. He's young and really strong.
I've seen bits of him, but
yeah, he's good. He's good. So this guy's pretty good. He could be a spoiler, but it could be a good fight to watch. So that looks like a good card. They got two other good fighters on there that are going to mix it up. That's good. And yeah, so we're up for there's some good stuff coming up. We have what we want to see coming up is we want Opataya and Benavidez, Inoue and Bam, Garcia and Haney too would be great. Shiraz and Iglesias would be great. Boots and Ortiz would be great. Ortiz wants to fight him, but they're trying to make Fundora next because Ortiz has problems with Oscar De La Hoya right now. They're in a lawsuit. Yeah, because Ortiz back. Ortiz he got some new manager and decided that they were going to go and do their own thing. And Oscar Hick goes, I got a contract. No. And he got an injunction against them fighting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you sign contracts, you got to live up to your contracts. If the manager has enough money to buy him out of his contract, that's another story. But I don't think he's got, $5 million to do that. Where's he going to get the money to do that? That's nonsense.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, because he could have had a title fight, by this time. He was scheduled. They wanted to put him in with Fundora or one of the other guys. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. So what about you? What do you have to say about anything coming up?
Chris Eubank Jr. supposedly had a fight coming up. I saw an advert. Do you see it the other week?
I did too. I mean, is that a signed deal or what?
I've looked on BoxRec. There's nothing about it. I'm just having a look on his Facebook page because that's where he usually writes his stuff.
Right. Well, Connor Ben, I think, signed the deal, but
What? You want some?
Connor Ben signed, but what's his name didn't sign yet.
With who?
Well, he was going to fight. What was Connor
Garcia.
Garcia, but Garcia hasn't signed yet, so that's still up in the air. And they're forcing now Tank Davis to fight someone because I think they stripped him of his title at what
Really?
is it, 45, so he's going to fight the guy up at 140 for a title. I think
It's crazy, isn't it?
in Cachet maybe, or somebody up there. I just saw an article on that. So things are like in flux, and Tank has got some lawsuit trouble too, you know. So
Yeah,
and then
that's
Floyd
crazy.
is like, can't fight that guy he wanted to fight, and is
Idiot.
involved in all kinds of debt. I mean, it's really sad. Bob Arum was like really talking about it, and felt bad for Floyd. I mean, all
It's
that money,
crazy.
all that money that guy had, right?
So what's the state of it? So I saw he's getting stuff taken away.
Well, he owes money. He's got a lawsuit for a bunch of money for a jewelry he bought, like 200. There's an arrest warrant for him in Vegas for
Oh,
a
for
bad
God's
check,
sake.
$250,000.
Hmm.
And there's what you call it. He owes I don't know, the promotional companies that gave him advances of $1 million here and there, a couple of them,
Yeah.
and he hasn't fulfilled his contracts. So and he owes the government like a lot of money. He owes them like I think $5 million in back
What
taxes.
what I don't understand is what I thought. How much does he owe to that promoter that he was meant to have the fight with Tyson?
Well, it's not just Tyson. It's also with Manny Pacquiao. That fight is off, and he took the money from
So
that.
how much does he owe in total? Have they said?
Oh, well, let me look it up. I didn't get the how much does Floyd owe? Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay, so he owes 7.3 million of federal tax lien from IRS back taxes and 54
Hmm.
million high interest loan
Hmm.
that forced them to collateralize assets. Of massive debt and monthly spending have resulted in a cascade of foreclosures and lawsuits. So in 2018 and 2023, he owes from 7.3 million. He owns a hanky loan. He borrowed 54 million at 9% interest to fund ventures, utilize strip clubs, private jet, and 14 residential homes as collateral. He has a liquid asset shortfall of reportedly 1 billion. Figure refers to his
What?
lifetime earnings, not net worth. Excessive spending estimated to be 1 to 3 million monthly for his entourage and upkeep, and
Wow.
depreciating luxury items led to significant cash flows. Bad check charge of $200,000, 2004. Child support of 1 million and back child support. Unpaid bills and rent. Unpaid private jet and services. $330,000 plus in rent for a luxury Manhattan apartment.
Fucking hell.
Wow, this guy is in bad shape.
So he owes about 60 million.
It's a lot of money, man, and he's going to wind up, he's going to wind up with nothing.
I tell you what, I think if he had 2 fights, he could wipe that debt out.
Yeah, but he's what, 50?
Yeah, but he'll have to, won't he? He'll have to have a fight. He'll have to do it.
I don't know how he could have done so many stupid things like that.
But I think if he has a couple of fights, I mean, Mike Tyson was even more stupider than him, wasn't he?
In some ways, yes. I think Mike was very foolish with his money, and he was involved with Don King. But you know what? Mike only has himself to blame.
Yeah.
Having
What would
children.
happen?
Yeah.
What happens to guys like them? Where do they go and live? What sort of quality of housing do they have?
It depends on the person. Some people can go with less and be content. But I think Floyd, because of the persona he's built, and now he's going to be humiliated.
Yeah, but he had no money to start with anyway. His dad had no money. He lived in a shitty area wherever he lived in. He had no money. I mean, he can go back to that. He came into the world with nothing, can't take it with you.
Well,
So, but he's still going to make money because he can do reality shows. If he does reality, he'll make millions upon millions, right? He's still got that brand where he can do some, he can have a few more exhibitions that'll wipe it all out.
well, if you look at past fighters like Muhammad Ali, his wife was very smart. She franchised his name.
Yeah, but I mean, Floyd could do that with his name, couldn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't have the amount of goodwill that Ali had around the world.
No, but
where people would wear Muhammad Ali memorabilia.
this will make him humble. If it works, then good. Then he can just be like a normal person. You don't need billions and billions. I mean, if he'd had 200 million in an account, high interest account, and just live like normal people, he would have been better. He would still have money, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, but the thing is I don't know I don't know under what he has like different wives. He can't support any of these people anymore. He can't keep these people in the lifestyle that he was giving, all the money he was giving them. He can't fight at this age to generate the amount of
No,
money.
but his daughter has enough drama where she can actually run her own, channel. The kids will be fine because they can do their own thing, with the reality stuff. He can still make his money back if he sells his soul to the TV companies, right?
I don't think that works out for him. When he was on Dancing with the Stars, like he didn't do well there, and he got very critical and very, Floyd. Look, Floyd's got two sides. He could be very mild mannered and very respectful, but there's that side when that click goes off. You've seen it in HBO things with his dad.
I've never liked him anyway. I didn't like him for the last 25 years. I've never liked him because I think he's an arsehole. And I hope he does lose all his money because he's a cunt. So fuck him. Seriously,
he's disturbed. He's a little disturbed. I mean, if you look,
all he ever did was cherry pick, wait for people to get old. That's all he ever did, and collect money. And people were paying this man.
Not true. He's fought more world champions.
De La Hoya, yeah, but giving this man money, 10 million to fight a YouTuber. You know what I mean? Jake Paul's got the model perfect.
He cherry pick. Who did he avoid? Pick one. Pick
Pacquiao he avoided for years until he waited to go.
Pacquiao, when they fought, he was older than Pacquiao, and he was older than Pacquiao.
But if he has anything,
Floyd would have been 5 years younger, and Pacquiao would have been 5 years younger. He would have still, in my opinion, been.
If Mayweather could stage some sort of a comeback, right? But doing exhibitions, he can make his money back doing exhibitions, can't he? But he's going to have to take some chump change, People will pay him handsome, and people will still want to see him fight,
Do you know that he never asked Canelo to come in at 152? Canelo said, "I'll come in at 152 because he wanted to fight me." He says, "Okay."
He wouldn't have beaten Canelo.
He never asked for weight.
But he wouldn't have beaten the prime Canelo. The prime Canelo would be too big. I don't think he would have beaten Crawford either.
But that's a different era. If you
look at
his rise, look at all the people he fought coming up, all of those champions.
I know, yeah.
He went right.
What I'm trying to say is,
he
became a pro in '95, right? Something like '95. And by the time he fought Canelo was 22, 23.
Yeah, so Ali won.
And then Mayweather was like 40, and it was like 38 or whatever it was. I just think, he crossed into different eras, even Crawford's era.
Muhammad Ali took his shot at 22 against Sonny Liston.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Atuma is young. He's going to take a shot. The thing is this. You can't knock Floyd he didn't duck anybody. He may have marinated some fights to make more money.
He fought a Chirigati for the WBC belt. I remember you could tell that a Chirigati was shot a couple of years before. And it's like a Chirigati was just a punching bag. We all knew it was a mismatch.
It was a belt, and he took it. Look, he fought, what's his name? The guy from Argentina, cracking in 2 fights. He didn't duck him. He fought him.
I've forgotten his name now. Yeah, that guy he beat. What
He
was his
beat
name? But I know
Adrian
who.
Broner, he beat the piss out of Broner. Remember that?
Yeah,
And he gave Floyd
but
a
he
hard
fought another Argentinian some years before that.
he fought Arturo Gatti. He fought all these guys coming up, and he destroyed them. He destroyed all of them, and some of them were in his prime. Guys that were supposed to knock him out, he destroyed them. He walked through the whole junior
You know
lightweight.
what the problem is? The problem is Mayweather pissed on everybody on the way up, and now
No,
they're
he
going to
didn't.
be
He
pissing
was
on him.
respectful until he became money. And when Bob Arum said, he wouldn't pay him more than $3 million and he became money, he became the bad guy so that he can make more money. That was his persona. And that was smart. It was a smart move. Look at all the money he made. It didn't reflect on his boxing ability. He was very respectful, very humble, all of that stuff in the beginning until Bob Arum said, no, I'm not going to make. He kept him in a ceiling of money, and he got out of his contract and promoted himself. So he was smart for that, but he's dumb with the way he spends his
Do you
money.
remember when Mayweather fought Carlos Baldomor, who was another Argentinian for all the belts?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's 20 years ago.
I know, but the point is, at 50, he can't fight like that anymore.
No, but he could. What I'm saying, he can have some exhibitions. But what I'm saying, he still has enough pull, and he
that's like $1, $2, $3 million. He's not going to get 30. He's not going to have another Pacquiao payday.
No, but what I'm trying to say to you is that he still has the brand, the Mayweather brand. He still has a star power, or he can do something. A few exhibitions against YouTubers, and he'll make his money back.
Here's what's going to happen because he needs the money now. They're going to bring his price down. That's the thing. If he's going to fight for money, they're going to offer him less money because, hey, you need the money. This is what we're going to pay you. Take it or leave it.
But he will be back in that ring having exhibitions. The old man that is there,
because he doesn't have money to make money right now.
But he could. I think he could make if he has another Jake Paul kind of fight or whatever. I think he could make some major money back.
Logan Paul. Yeah. No. I think at this point he's in a bad position, and I hope he could get something out of it where he doesn't.
Look, Mike Tyson was in a bad situation. He lost everything. He managed to get 50 million in his bank account.
But he had a woman behind him who helped him through all of his drug problems and his alcohol problems. So he smokes weed, but he was a bad alcoholic.
I mean, Mayweather, his dad was stupid, right? We know his dad was a dumbass. The only decent person he had around him was his uncle.
It was Roger. But look, look at the environment he grew up in. I mean,
his mum was a crack addict. His mum was a crack addict.
His father got shot while he was holding her. I mean, that's what he grew up with.
But you can't blame your upbringing for everything in life. It doesn't work like that. You're making excuses for him. That's what it says.
He's like Ali. Ali was a great fighter, but he was not a smart man. Same thing with Floyd Mayweather. He's a great fighter, but he could barely read and write. He can't really read. He thought he was fighting an exhibition. He signed for an exhibition, but it wasn't. He's at the mercy of his own ignorance now.
I don't feel any empathy for him at all. Fuck him, seriously. Other fighters who are more humble, like Joe Lewis Joe Lewis was a good man.
Fighter. He's a great
fighter. Where the same thing happened to Joe Lewis. He ended up with nothing. He had to end up being a greeter at Vegas.
Absolutely.
And Mayweather, he's going to lose all his friends. All his friends that he thought were his friends, they're going to back off from him. They're going to fuck him off out the door.
Happened to Ali too. It almost happened to Ali.
When Floyd Mayweather dies, they were saying how much they loved him, but where were all these people when he needed their help?
Well, it's the same. They came for loans and never came back because he did help a lot of people. He wasn't stingy. He did a lot of charitable work. But you're dealing with fighters, man. Fighters are not, everyday walking around people. They're not the same.
But even I know that if you've got a lot of money, you've got a financial advisor. You do the right thing. You make sure you put it in a high interest account where you can live off the interest. You don't go and buy it. If I won £5 million now, I'm not going to buy a £3 million mansion, am I?
If I was a
I'm
fighter,
going to buy it.
I wouldn't buy restaurants. I wouldn't buy strip clubs. I wouldn't invest in that stuff. I wouldn't buy tons of jewelry because it depreciates.
Yeah.
All
Well,
these expensive cars he had.
I'll give you an example. You know the wrestler Kevin Nash. He got told when he made his first big paycheck. So he was told, buy yourself a small house for like $100,000. He bought that $100,000. He paid it off in 3 years, and then even if he got screwed over, he could still get a normal job and survive. So but then he said, so if you're a certain fighter, just get like a 400 grand house, 400 grand house in a nice sort of area where it's big enough so that even if you lose millions, you've still got enough. You're going to keep your house. You paid it off by then.
Yeah.
So
See, you're right. But here's the thing. Floyd's compulsion was having that money, having all the women, that was having this lifestyle. That was a compulsion for him. And if you can't control your compulsions, they will get you. And that's, some people it's drugs, some people it's alcohol, some people it's food. But that was his thing. That's that. And women, having babies with different women, having all these kids, these guys, it's a different game, man.
Look at Anthony Joshua. He hasn't made bad investments. He's bought all his properties, paid it all off. He's got it in other things. He's got it in matchmaking. He's not got any alcohol or drug problems.
And he's very family oriented. He takes care of his mom.
And his son as well, yeah.
And also Tyson Fury takes care of his family.
Because they're sensible. Floyd Mayweather, he thought he was going to be, the next Sugar. He's just like basically like Sugar Ray Robinson, isn't he? He lost all his money.
Look, it's a losing game. You got to get out with your wits and get out with your money and have a plan after it's over. That's the way it is. Sugar Ray Leonard did okay. He did a lot of.
Look at Lennox Lewis. He got out. He invested his money, or he put it in a high interest account and just lived off the interest for the last 20 years.
Be safe. Be smart. Well, Lewis is smart. He was a smart guy. He's a good chess player. I tried to challenge him to a chess game online once.
Really? What did he say?
I couldn't find him. I wanted to play him. I sent him a message on Facebook. I said, "Hey, let's play a game of chess, man." He likes chess.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Dear me. Right, I'm going to end the podcast. I'll come and I'll give you a message. I'll ring you in a minute.
Okay. Good show.